I'm going. Okay, yep, it's working. So I'm going to take a little break from the science now. So the science is super, super important. We all know that. It's the part that we all put our priorities in terms of we want to find therapeutics that will help, we want to eventually find a cure, but a big part of our kids' lives is us. And looking after ourselves is super, super important. So what I want to do now is spend a little bit of time talking about how we look after ourselves. It might be that you go to the gym to look after yourself. That's quite a standard one. Myself and Dave do that. But what we want to do is have an open discussion and really think about what we can do. Because if we're not being our best selves, we're not going to be able to be there for our kids. We know that the to-do list when you've got a rare child is never ending. So it's really important. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand up here. So I just put some stats in here. So 1 in 3 carers experience burnout. I'm sure we've probably all been there. And caregiving is really, really draining. Now we're going to deviate slightly because I did put in small groups, but I think we're a small enough group, and if everyone feels comfortable, I'd like to just have an open discussion around what we currently do. It might be small things, it might be routines and habits, and what's helped us the most. Researchers, I want you to join in too. You all have very stressful jobs. I learnt about that last night and the processes you go through. So we can pass the microphone around and yeah, Terry, do you want to kick us off with some things that you do from a self-care point of view? How do you and Chris look after yourselves?
Sure. You talked about it a little bit, but like exercise, I think, is just one of the things, whether it be a walk every night or, like a workout or something to just keep yourself like physically and mentally healthy. It's definitely always the last thing on the list, but something that I feel like is important to do. So taking care of ourselves like physically that way, I would also say then we're actually able to talk to each other and like often plan out the day, the week. But yeah, I would say probably like physical, like getting yourself to exercise, getting out for a walk, and then honestly just being able to like find a day or a time to like get away and just be able to talk to each other is something small.
Yeah, and Terry made a very good point there. It's often bottom of the list to look after ourselves. Who else in this room is it bottom of the list that you look after yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah. I think almost everyone in here would put themselves at the bottom of the list. So Dave and I are quite like, Terry, exercise, we go to the gym. I don't go out for as many walks as I possibly should. Dave likes driving cars very fast. He has a track car. He's going to hate me for pointing him out right now, but I'm going to do it. But everyone has different things that helps them through. So anyone else want to share what they do as self-care? How do you put yourself first? It can be the tiniest little thing. It doesn't need to be like going to the gym.
I work full-time, and so I do go for walks at work. So that's one thing that I'm very fortunate to work for an employer who my direct boss, she prioritizes that, always wants us to take care of our mental health. So I do walk at work, and then I recently went back to school to try and finish a degree, which has been, it's been draining, like mentally draining, but also it's the one time where I can just close the door to the room and it's quiet and it's me and I'm working on my homework for myself. It's something that is really, it feels selfish sometimes, especially because like Serena, she hates it. She can't stand that I'm going back to school because it's, hours a night. I will go to work, I will come home, we'll have dinner, And then I'm like, okay, I got to do my homework. And for the next, 2-3 hours, I'm alone in my room. And it is good for me, but yeah, I do feel guilty about it sometimes. And she'll come and she'll be like, quit. You don't need college, Mom. You don't need that. She's, I wouldn't say she's my biggest supporter, but yeah, I do feel a little bit of that, but I know, in the end, it's going to be really good for me. It has been good for me just to have that time away.
And using your brain for something that's not being a rare parent, let's be honest.
Yeah,
it's something that people think I'm weird, I'm a workaholic. I unfortunately didn't have such a supportive employer, so I've decided to sell my own business and do it for myself. And work is filling my cup. So yes, the exercise and all of that is great for your mental health, but actually, me using my brain to work every day takes away from that. Oh God, I've got to book in a dentist appointment, I've got a consultant appointment, what drugs are we trying next, how many seizures have we had this week? It fills my cup, so I completely get that. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing.
Mark says golf. Also, I feel like there's 2 sports car drivers in the room. You like to drive race cars? Yeah? And you as well? The men like golf and driving fast cars. That's how they... Anyone else want to share anything?
Are we going to hear from any of the researchers maybe? How do you... Go on, Ingrid.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a very simple thing, but something that turns off my brain is knitting. Just occupies the hand. You don't have to think. You're just doing one little thing after the other. And at the end, you have a finished product. So, trying to make socks right now.
I like that. Knitting.
Can you make purple socks? Or the socks?
Yeah, we want branded socks.
Anyone?
November's your deadline.
You guys want to share anything?
I'll say that my wife and I are very good at divide and conquer. So she's doing school, and then I'm doing dinner or homework, Serena's homework. And then she lets me golf on the weekends, right? That's 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on where you play. And then when she has the opportunity, weekends away with her friends. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just teamwork. So divide and conquer. So she wants to go do something, she goes and does it. I want to go do something, I typically go and do it. And so it just kind of works out that way. So we both, have our own personal lives going on in our friend groups. And that helps out a lot. So yeah, completely agree with that. It's really important to have your own space, and you couldn't do it if you weren't a team. I would completely agree with that. Anyone
Anything
else
you
want to
guys
share?
wanna share?
Kate's going to share.
I'm coming to find you next.
We just always love to have something booked in to look forward to. We find that kind of gets us through the tough days. If we've something nice to look forward to that we can do ourselves that doesn't involve the kids. And like yourselves, we push each other to do things. So I'll say to Ross, get on to the lads, book to go for drinks Friday night. And then he doesn't feel guilty about going because I've told him to go. Or he'll say to me, meet up with the girls for dinner. And I think we're both a bit more relaxed as well when we know the other parent is looking after the children and it's not a childminder or something else. And you can switch off fully then when you do go out and get your break. So yeah, I think it's important to push each other as well. I know you mentioned guilt, and I think you feel less guilty when your partner is saying, go, do it, go relax, have your break. And yeah, divide and conquer as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, guilt is a big, big feeling. Dave and I are both here this weekend. That's a massive thing for us. We've not been away in 6 years together because you can't. It's not possible. So yeah, we've leaned on the grandparents, who are amazing, but Dave's had to give me a few pep talks, even on Friday when we were leaving, and I'm going, are you sure he's going to be okay? But it's important. It's important for us to have this time as well, because to work as a team, we need that. Is Letizia going?
Letizia said she likes to go running. Right? So- I said it for you, but she likes to go running, so that helps. Yeah. Oh, Vincenzo was 10 months old when you heard about him. Anyone else?
Fauzi, are you gonna share?
That you guys do? Anything you guys do to take care of yourselves?
Yeah, it's very true what our family said. It's first of all a teamwork. It's very important. I insist on it because maybe some of you may know that my wife is a surgeon too, and our project was to be both at the same hospital and to work together. That's why we did since maybe 15 years. And we always used to be fighters together in the operatory room. And then the kids come and our Jihan, 6 years old, has autism. So it was the first tough thing to fight against. And then Jibril came with the NAS1 disease, and we had no choice to share the responsibilities. So my wife is doing the most important job with the kids at home, and I try to do my part at hospital to bring what's important to care about, yeah. And when I'm home, I try to do my part too, to play with the kids, to feed Jibril sometimes, to take care of the baby, and so I think it's very important to support each other and to communicate day after day. Very often we are tired together, and we just see to and look to each other to say, okay, let's go on, and we haven't to give up, and just with a look we can have comment dire, recharger la batterie, fill the battery again, and go for another day, and being here with you, all of you, and see all the families, give us very, very strong feeling and strong courage. Comment on dit courage? It helped us a lot. Because in France we live in a small city. We haven't family with us. Our family is in Algeria, not Africa. So we faced all these problems alone. And see all the families fighting like we do. It has a strong meaning for us. Yeah, and we feel less lonely and less, So,
that sense of community
exactly
really helps, knowing somebody else is going through what you're going through, and you can perhaps talk to them about the same things.
Personally, I discovered this feeling because I'm almost a solitary wolf in life in general, and I prefer to be myself but I discovered what the community means, and all the stories you shared, and very important. It gave us so much strength and so much hope for the future. Yeah.
Perfect. I like that.
Thank
That
you
community
for
is
sharing.
really, I think, really valuable, especially when Katrina and Ross came over to the UK recently. We were able to meet up with them. We met Kian, and that was amazing, to spend a full day with another family who has a child who behaves exactly like yours. So there's two of them doing it, so it doesn't matter. That's really important, because sometimes you can feel when you go to somewhere where all of the children are normal and your child's trashing the place, you feel a bit self-conscious, don't you? But having that like camaraderie and knowing that you've got somebody else who's going through it with you is super important. So I really like that point. Anyone else want to share before we move on?
Yeah,
Very quiet on that row there.
I was going to say, I won't put you on the spot, Selena, but we were just talking about how we take care of ourselves, how like you with your spouse have to just work together as a team to do daily life. Yeah, if there's anything that you wanted to share about what you guys do to take care of yourselves. I did say that you like to drive sports cars. How you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
You're not
discussed
crazy.
how we often put ourselves last, and there's feelings of guilt when you take care of yourself, and it's really important that we do take care of ourselves because we're the advocates for these children, and if we're not on top form, we're not going to be the best for our kids. So that's why we're discussing this, having a break from the science. So is there anything that you do? I know you like fast cars, that's been mentioned.
Hang on.
It's difficult because there is no time during the day. There is the school at the morning, work, and then therapies in the afternoon. So we run all days. When we have 2-3 hours, maybe sometimes 1 in 3 months, 2 months, go out to the restaurant, I and my husband, to have 3 hours alone. See, then we make a sports together. So we sometimes have the possibility to stay together in a moment different from families. My husband is a pilot, so we make rally, so we divided the auto together.
Yeah, and that is important, spending that time together, because you could get lost in everyday life and forget that your spouse exists.
Then during the day, I have no time for me. Sometimes I go out to run. When I don't run dietro ad Andrea. I want to go to the gym, but maybe 1-2 months in a year, and then stop because I have no time to go to the gym. So it's difficult.
It is really difficult, and that's why I put the barriers up there. Time is a big barrier. Like, there's only an infinite amount of hours in the day, and you do feel like your to-do list is forever. But it's sometimes just taking that step back and being like, can I give myself even 30 minutes to do something so that it refreshes my brain? We've spoken about in here how work fills our cup or studying fills our cup. So we're thinking about something else other than our child for a little bit of time. And that's why it's super important. Amazing. Anyone else want to do any shares before we move on? We've caught up time again.
I know, we did great.
We did really well. No? So I think it's lunchtime now.
I think lunch is coming at
12.
12:30.
Oh, so we've
12:30.
really caught up
Yeah.
time.
So we have some time for a break. They will bring lunch out here at 12:30, and then we can have time to eat. So it looks beautiful outside. Maybe we can get outside and. Okay.